What's going on, gardeners? This is Kevin from Epic Gardening, and I mentioned that I did have an aquafarm from backtotheroots.com, and that's what this is right here. So this is actually my first venture into proper aquaponics, which, if you're unfamiliar, is using fish and plants together in basically a symbiotic cycle. So the fish excrete waste that the plants use as nutrients, and in the process of the plants using them as nutrients, it actually cleans the water. So the plants are the filter if you think of it as an aquarium, and the fish are the nutrients if you think of it as a hydroponic system. So I actually had a little bit of a mishap with the fish that I purchased, so I need to go get a new one because I think what I did is the temperature of the water was a bit too warm and the fish couldn't handle it, so unfortunately the fish passed away. 100% my fault there, but I figured why not give you a tour of what the system's all about. So I've already opened it up. The box that it comes in is pretty cool, pretty well designed. But here's what comes in it. So first off, let's talk about the stuff that you get. Fish prep. I've unfortunately already used this. I'm going to need to get a new one. Basically just cleans the fish, make sure that no disease is transferred. Zymeback is beneficial bacteria. It basically is the starter for the system, because when you're doing an aquaponics setup, you need beneficial bacteria in there to convert fish waste into the nitrates that the plants actually use. Then you've got the fish food. I'll show you this. Actually, it's somewhere else right now, but it's extremely small. You use a betta fish, and the betta fish apparently has a stomach as big as its eyeball, and its eyeball is not that big. So it looks like a little bit of food here, but it would last quite a long time. Then you've got tank cleaner. That's pretty self-explanatory. There's another bottle of dechlorinator, and that's another reason why my fish potentially could have passed away. I did use the appropriate amount of dechlor, but who knows? Maybe there was some latent chlorine in the water that I just missed, or I didn't put the right ratio in on accident. I'm not really sure. But to be safe in the future, what I'm going to be doing is filling the tank up with water, letting it sit for 24 hours so that chlorine dissipates, and including the dechlor just in case some of it hasn't dissipated still. All right, let's move on. Some of my favorite growing media, and if you go to epicgardening.com/hydroponic growing media or hydroponic media, I'll put the link in the description. I talk about grow stones, one of my favorite medium, especially since Hydroton's so hard to find these days. So they give you a pack of grow stones for the top, and then they also give you this gravel that's already in the system. They give you wheatgrass and basil seeds, and a lot of you might be thinking, I don't really care about wheatgrass. I don't want to grow it, but I thought the same thing, and the reason they give it to you is because you actually need roots to hit the water relatively fast to start filtering that waste. Otherwise, the tank's going to accumulate too much fish waste and it's become toxic to the fish. The fish will die, and then the whole system fails. So you have to have 1 to 2 cups, net cups here, full of the wheatgrass seeds, just because you need fast-growing roots in the system early. Of course, when you get basil or any other type of herb going, then you can actually replace that. But it is a good idea to use that at the start. Here's the dechlor in the back here, just simple little bottle. All right, so the actual nuts and bolts of the system right here, you've got 5 net cups with the grow stones. It's actually a different type of grow stone than what I'm used to. It's a little bit lighter, a little bit smaller. So that just fits in just like that. You can see I've sprinkled the wheatgrass. Some of it started to sprout. Unfortunately, I'm probably just going to have to ditch this batch because I don't have a fish in there to create nutrients for this wheatgrass and for this basil. Let's pop open the tank just to see. Pretty self-explanatory. Very small little pump with tubing to pump the water up into the reservoir up here. You can see that goes there, and then the way that would actually work is, if I can grab it, it actually just kind of slides in right there and starts to pump the water through. And then we can plug it in right here and just see how it works. There you go. You can see the water starting to flood up. And then it'll flood up to the point of these right here where it will drain off. So it's really a simple aquaponic system. It's best, you can really think of it as just like a continual flood and drain with fish as nutrient source. That's really all that it is. So this would fit on top. Eventually the roots would drop down into the system right in there, and you'd have the whole thing going. So I just wanted to give this quick tour. It's the Aquafarm. You can actually grab it on Amazon or backtotheroots.com and potentially on my site pretty soon. But I'll leave all the links in the description. You can read the blog post about it. And you can expect me to grab a new beta and hopefully not accidentally kill him this time. That would be really helpful for me. But I'll be doing a grow along with this. So if you're really curious about aquaponics and how you would start getting into it, I don't really see a more basic way than this, especially because it's about $70, which is pretty cheap. It's way cheaper than you would probably be able to do it yourself. So give it a shot if you want to. If not, that's cool, but I'm still going to be doing a grow along, so hopefully you guys enjoy. All right, this is Kevin from Epic Gardening. Keep growing, guys. I'll talk to you later.